So the chapel they started construction in 1959 and completed in 1963. So now it's over 53 years old. So that's why they're going to start some of the renovations here in a year and a half. But the architect was named Walter A. Nash. He wanted a modern-looking chapel for the new modern Air Force that had come into being. So the Air Force was really only around for less than 10 years when he started the design for the chapel. So he probably started the design around 1955, and they started construction in 1959. So he's with an architectural firm out of Chicago, Skidmore, Owens & Merrill. And they were actually the original planners for all the Academy grounds. And the new Polaris Hall building that's over there, they actually are still around. They designed that structure too. So if you've seen that. Are you going to take him over there for that building?
We've been before.
Yeah, we've been
you?
before.
Okay.
I wanted to get some pictures with this. What's unique about the organ versus other type
There
organs?
really is nothing unique about it. It was designed by the Walter Holtkamp Organ Company. And it was primarily purchased through donations. So on Easter Sunday of 1959, from all the chapels throughout the Air Force, they took up a donation, and those donations monies were used to purchase the organ as well as a lot of the interior elements that you see here within the chapel. So the chapel itself cost $3.5 million. I'd say the items that were inside originally purchased probably totaled $1 million. So if you have a chance to see the Catholic chapel as well as the Jewish chapel, you'll see amazing artwork and sculptures down in those other chapels. But done through donations from years ago. What's unique about it is pretty large. There are over 4,000 pipes, 4,334 pipes on that organ. The tallest one you see off to the left side is 32 feet tall, 9 inches in diameter. The smallest pipe is the size of a pencil.
Oh, wow.
So it's played for the Protestant services every Sunday morning. The services are open to the public. There's a Protestant service at 9:30 and 11 a.m. And they'll play the organ normally at the 9:30 service. As far as the structure inside, you'll see that everything's done in triangular shapes.
Right?
So it's called a tetrahedron design. So it's triangles upon triangles that make up this design.
Was there reasoning behind that? Acoustics or just the look? Or?
Just the look. He wanted a modern-looking building. So and he also wanted it set apart from the rest of the academy. So you'll see it sits at the far end of the academy, kind of at the west end here, and just kind of is set off differently than the other structures. You'll see all the other structures are flat roof, square rectangular buildings.
Right.
You know, every dorm room is a rectangular shaped windows looking out of it, whereas this one's different. It's unique in that it was designed as a triangular shape. There's no significance to the 17 spires that are there. Originally there were going to be 21, but due to funding cuts, they cut it back to 17. But the cadet myth is that the 17 spires represent the 12 apostles and the 5 chiefs of staff.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Some of the unique things about it, there are 24,000 pieces of stained glass in the chapel in 24 different shades. The lighting on the chapel, if you look up at the ceiling, you'll see the stained glass is darker at the back, and then as you scan along the ceiling line, you'll notice it gets lighter. The artist or the architect was looking for this theme of moving from the darkness of the world into the light of God. So you're going from dark to light. The same thing with the wall up front. That's called a reredos. It's a wall or a screen structure that sits back behind an altar in religious buildings. It's made of Italian marble, and embedded in that are various semi-precious stones from here in Colorado. So the artist was able to put that particular structure together. Oh, the pews themselves. So they've probably given you this one too, right? So the pews represent kind of old and new. So the wooden ends of them represent World War I propellers, the wooden propellers on World War I aircraft. And then the back of the pews, it's got this sharp aluminum leading edge to it, like the wing of a jet aircraft.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's what they were looking for with the theme of this particular, of the pews that are in here. The one pew you see up front there, it's the second or third row. There's a candle lit there, so that's in honor of those who are missing in action or prisoners of war. So we keep that sectioned off. We keep the candle lit there in their honor.